How's everybody doing? Welcome to. Some people are into that, man. Yeah, a little under 3 minutes to go until the draft starts. Should be an exciting night.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Bronny James is going first overall.
Who you say, Bronny James?
Yes, sir.
Let's fucking run it.
Multi-sport athlete. They should have him come out and announce the Kings pick.
That'd be funny. Imagine. Just imagine. Oops, wrong pass.
Are there fans in the draft tonight?
I think so, yeah.
There's no teams, which is weird.
I mean, this.
Because I heard next year they're going back to normal for the draft.
Are they officially going? Because I
think
know
they're
that they were
trying
thinking
this.
about it.
I
Yeah,
think this is like a trial.
I heard something like that too, and they were like, yeah, they don't see this being a long-term thing. I'm kind of digging it though. I guess we'll see how it is, but I don't know. It's been a, you know what? You know how when we talk about the playoffs starting is the best time of year? I think this weekend going into free agency, like you have the finals, and then leading up to free agency, I think is the best time of the year for the NHL.
Well, I mean, there's just so much going on. There's so many changing pieces, and then it's kind of the last hurrah until the regular season starts. We got plenty to talk about this weekend, so
I am stoked for it.
It's kind of overwhelming, to be honest with you.
Dude, it is. I'm not going to lie, it is. Like, if you look at our podcast stuff, if you guys could look at our podcast segment list, it has probably about maybe 20 bullet points of just everything.
And there's probably going to be way more after tonight. I'm expecting a busy night of trades. There's still a few players that we expect to be moved that haven't been moved yet.
Yep.
Noah Dobson was the first big domino to fall. I think the next one we're going to see. I'd be shocked by the end of the night Bowen Byram's not on a new team.
If he's not gone on a new team tonight, definitely tomorrow, I think.
I mean, we could see the Islanders being very aggressive to try to move back into the top 10 to get James Hagans, which rumor is they really want to do. They're really high on him as a player. You know, he's from the Long Island area. Be getting the hometown kid. I think it would be great for them. I really like that addition for Dobson, though, for the Canadians. I think he's going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
I just wouldn't put him in
Hudson together,
yeah.
They have Mike Matheson, who you can throw with. Who else is it? They have Alexandre Carrier. They have there's one other 24-year-old. They have Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
there's one
I'm not
other
saying his last name.
There's one other 24-year-old that they have. Now it's kind of bugging me. Now I'm gonna go look.
Well, they have another few like Reinbacker too is coming up.
And people forget that he ended up leaving a preseason game and basically ending his season due to a knee injury.
I think he'll be on the team this year.
Yeah. People forget about Reinbacker too, and I will never forget when before this podcast was even a thing. I was part of the Deep Dive podcast that I basically ran with.
What a great name!
I know, like an elite name, whatever. And I went on the Young Guns podcast for the draft, and they're Canadians fan. I was like, hot take here, because they asked me if I have a hot take for the mock draft before the draft, and I was like, yeah, David Reinbacker's going fifth overall. And they're like, if they go fifth overall, I'm fucking throwing my laptop. And he went fifth overall.
Did he throw his laptop?
No. He walked out of the room though. He was like, there's no fucking way. Yeah, okay. So they have Noah Dobson, Caden Gooley, Mike Matheson, Alexandra or Alex Carrier, Wi-Fi, Lane Hudson, Davis Savard.
Davis Savard's retiring. So.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he that playoff game they lost was his last game.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I'm lost in the sauce.
I think he's a UFA anyway.
Yeah, he is. And then Jaden Struble, who's an RFA. They only have after that Dobson. They only have 94,000 in cap space.
Yeah, but they have their team ready now. I think Montreal's a team that next year you're going to look to see them take the next step.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Do you have a hot take for this draft, or are we kind of just going with, like, it's going to be chaotic no matter what?
I mean, I don't think I can really think of a hot take because, honestly, after one, probably two, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what to say.
Everybody.
I mean, if you want a hot take, here, I'll this is the only one I could think of on the top of my head.
Okay.
A defenseman does not go in the top 10. but I don't think
Outside of
that
Schaefer?
I don't. Oh yeah, sorry. Outside of Schaefer, sorry,
No,
forgot about
you're
him.
fine.
He's been so off my mind
Yeah.
because like he's been like the consensus one for like months, so it's not even worth talking about.
I'm with you there. No, I'm completely there. I remember when we were doing our mock draft, I was talking about being like, there's going to be only 3 defensemen. Oh, sorry, 4 defensemen
Yeah.
because I forget about Schaefer
Yeah,
too.
because when a kid's been like he's been penciled in as number one for so long, you kind of
Yeah.
just not worth talking about anymore. So
It's so crazy how coming into training camp and coming into the hockey season, everybody was like, James Hagen's going
yeah, I
first
remember
overall.
last year. Yeah, it was the team. Everyone was hyping up to be the James Hagen draft, and then Schaefer didn't really play that much this year. He had an injury. He
Yeah,
only played
17 games played.
something like that. And then Michael Misa kind of came on the scene. He had an amazing season. Kind of passed him, but I still saw Hagens as probably the third best player in this draft. And then the combine happened in interviews, and other players like Frondell stock really rose. Brady Martin stock really rose. And
think-
it's going to be really interesting to see what happens tonight.
I do think a lot of Brady Martin's stock is rising because it's either he's going to Utah for if that pick doesn't be moved, or I think he's going to fall outside of the top 10.
I think Boston has a really solid shot to take him. I think he would be a good fit on the Bruins team if James Hagens is not there.
Yeah.
I think if Hagens somehow falls to 7, I think he's either going unless the Islanders trade at 4 to try to get Hagens again. I think he's either going to Philly or Nashville. I can't imagine he gets past Philly because Philly's taking a center.
They are going to take a center. They are.
I know they just traded for Trevor Zegras and he's a center, but they're still taking another center. You can never have too many.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
you can never have too many centers.
Yeah.
It is going to be interesting to see every team have their own draft board. There might be a certain players like, why would this team pick them all? Because of how chaotic this draft is going to be.
Look at the Red Wings. Like they go off the specifically Steve Yzerman. He goes off the board a lot. Sometimes it works out in his favor. Sometimes it completely blows up in his face. Good example, Mo Seider. Completely off the board pick, worked out. Another one on the complete opposite end of the spectrum is Philip Zadina.
Yep.
Off the board pick, and he's playing in Europe right now.
And this isn't a complete off the board pick, but they took ASL a little bit early. ASP a little bit early, and now he's their top prospect in the system. So it's
I mean, when you take those bets, they can either like be great or they could blow up in your face. But that's the way Steven Yzerman plays. I mean, he hit a lot of those kinds of things in Tampa Bay, and they worked out for Tampa. Fortunately, he was not there to see it all come together when they won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Some people already they show a couple of fans in the stands that already have their Schaefer jerseys ready to go for the
Imagine
Islanders.
he doesn't go first.
I don't think they'll be giving refunds. So hopefully they're going to the commercial break. The NHL doesn't ever start an event on time.
No, they do not. They said
so-
the draft was beginning at 7:00. Like they actually had the timer, and we're currently here. And at least it doesn't get dragged on like the NFL draft, though.
Oh my God, it's brutal to watch the NFL draft.
It is.
Especially because like I'm not that tuned into like NFL prospects. I know like usually the quarterbacks are the top few guys, but like after pick 10, I don't know who any of these people are. And the Bills for the last few years have had a late pick, so they're picking at like 28 or 30, and then it's gonna be like midnight when they're making their pick, and they're picking some corner I never heard of, and it's like, is this good? I don't know.
No, I'm the same exact way. When we ended up drafting, who was it? Was it Harrison or something?
Yeah, Maxwell Hairston.
Yeah. And I'm like, I've never heard of this dude before. And I'm going on X the next morning. It's like everybody is saying we got to steal.
Yeah.
And this and that. I'm like, okay, I like this pick then. And if people are saying it's not a good pick, I'm like, why the fuck did we pick it?
I see on the opposite end with the Sabres, because we're both Buffalo fans. I'm always pretty in tune with the NHL draft because the Sabres almost always have a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
So I'm usually pretty up to know with the top prospects for the NHL because the Sabres are usually getting one of them.
Yeah. And even with like prospects past that, I like to think I usually don't follow prospects during the season, but towards like the conference finals.
Once the playoffs are going, and I know the Sabres are out of it, I kind of look at the top prospects. The only draft I had no fucking idea what was going to happen was the 2020 draft because nobody did.
Yeah.
Outside of Alexis Lafreniere being the first overall pick. That whole draft, if you go back and look at that draft board, there were some guys taken way higher than they should have been, and guys that were taken way later than they should have been because scouting was a disaster that year. And A lot of guys didn't play a full season, so it was really hard to make picks. Same thing with the 2021 draft, where it was like a lot of college guys ended up going early because they were one of the only leagues that played.
Yeah, you had no junior leagues at all. They
Yeah.
canceled the season.
Yeah, I think there were some European leagues playing too in the KHL.
So a lot of players didn't get to play in their draft year at all.
Yeah, and makes that really hard to scout.
And even some players opted to just play their draft year in after that draft.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then
yeah,
enter
they
in
did give them the
2022.
option. Yeah, I think they extended all the players' eligibility by 1 year
Yeah.
for the juniors. Yeah.
And obviously, some players didn't take that, some did whatever.
Yeah.
The 2022 draft, you compared it to this draft, where the two drafts kind of feel like you didn't know who was being taken in the 2022 draft. And even Shane Wright's last second fall, and we could see a potential player go last second fall like that.
Yeah,
and
Shane Wright was kind of an interesting story though, because like people were hyping him up for a couple years,
Mhm.
and then his draft came up, and then his stock
didn't
kept
like his
going down and going down and going down, and then Montreal kind of shocked everybody when they took Slafkovsky first overall, and then Shane Wright ends up falling all the way to 4 to Seattle.
Yeah.
I still think that could be a great pick for Seattle. I think Shane Wright is just going to keep getting better. He is one of, I think, 6 players in junior league history to get granted exceptional status.
Yep.
I believe Michael Misa is another one that was
Michael
granted
Misa
exceptional.
was.
And he's going to be drafted tonight. I think before Shane Wright was an interesting story though, because I heard he kind of like forced his way into doing that because he threatened with not playing in the OHL, like the junior league, unless they
I didn't
granted
know
him.
that.
Yeah, because they weren't really sure if they wanted to give him exceptional status, but they weren't sure
Okay.
what they wanted to do, and Shane Wright wanted. I don't know if it was more of him or his parents really wanted them to get that exceptional status because of the status you get. Because only a handful of players have done that, and almost all of them go on to be superstars.
Yep.
So the junior league was afraid that he was going to go to the United States to play college hockey or go to the USHL, and so they gave him exceptional status so he would stay and play in Canada.
That is kind of crazy. I didn't know that, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where you see the signs of, I guess, attitude issues. I guess
Because I'm trying to think of other players off the top of my head that were granted that. I know Sidney Crosby was, Connor McDavid, Connor Bedard, Michael Misa, Shane Wright. That's 5. I want to say there was
Landon DuPont was granted.
yes, that's probably the only one that was a bust.
Yeah.
That was granted exceptional status. Batman is out on the stage. We've officially begun the draft, and they're booing him. He's getting old, man.
Dude, we should go be commissioners. Let's hit up the league.
I don't know about that.
Fake ass palm trees. I wish we had those in Buffalo.
Hey, LA doesn't have them either. Look, there's no palm trees. It's on a screen.
20-minute speech now incoming.
Yeah, I don't think the Sabres are having a watch party.
No, are they not?
That's crazy. I think I would have got an email from them.
Okay, we don't need to clap here, people.
He always does this shit. It was like, thank you, LA, for your gracious hospitality. Then I'm kind of, yep, see, he just said it.
Yep.
I do this every year. I always kind of cringe too when like the teams will come up to announce the picks like, oh, thank you, like this host city for such a wonderful weekend. And congratulations to the Stanley Cup champions. And with this pick we select, like let's make the fucking pick.
Yeah.
You don't need to thank everybody.
Exactly.
Dude, he's been talking for like 3 minutes. Just say the NHL draft is officially underway.
I'm
The
pretty
New York Islanders, you are on the clock.
I'm pretty sure
That's
the
all
NBA
the fucking NFL does.
Yeah. I think the NBA does that too, or maybe there might be a small speech by Silver, and then it's on to the team. And here's
I've
Gary
never
Bettman.
watched an NHL
I don't
an
either.
NBA
That's
draft. Yeah.
And here's Gary Bettman pointing to the fucking background. Oh my god, dude.
Ugh.
Oh my god, dude.
This is so cringy. I should stay. If I was, I'd stay.
100 players are in attendance, but what if you're not a first round pick and you just attend
I mean,
the first round?
I think every player's given the opportunity. It's not like the NFL where they have like the green room, like because they just sit in the crowd.
Yeah.
So I think any player that's draft eligible, I mean, even if you're a second or third, even sixth, seventh round pick, it's cool to
I
be
know
there.
it was either last year or 2 years ago when the Blue Jackets drafted like a 6th or 7th round pick, and he was up in the crowd, and
Yeah.
he sat there all day. And they usually at that point they don't let anybody on stage, but they let him on stage, I think.
I mean, normally they're not even using the stage because that
Yeah.
was like the one thing that made it go really fast was all the teams are sitting at their tables and they all have mics and they don't even get up
Yeah.
because they have like 2 minutes to make each pick. So it was like
Mhm.
speed running.
I'm assuming the Blue Jackets at that point knew that
I
he
mean, I'm
was
sure they
there.
knew he was there. I don't know if that had anything to do with their decision.
No.
But God. Just start the fucking draft, dude. What are you doing? Dude, just start it.
They're interviewing Darche.
Dude, just he knows who he's gonna pick. He's like, no pressure. I let my scouts do their job.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally starting. Only 13 minutes late. There's not many people there.
Wait, what'd you say? Excuse me.
I don't think there's many like fans there.
It's a lot of just business people.
Players and families. I mean, that's mainly who it's for. As a fan, I don't really know what's so great about going to the draft.
I would rather just watch it in the comfort of my home.
Yeah.
Okay, there's only 3 minutes on the clock for each first round pick, it seems like.
I mean, I think it's always the NHL's way quicker than
I
other
don't
leagues.
remember much from last year's draft. I don't know if I really watched last year's draft.
I was
Maybe
in
I'll correct
Florida during that draft.
Oh, that's right. I was at a concert. That's right. Okay.
And then 2 years ago, I was in Japan during the draft, so it happened while I was sleeping.
So you just woke up to all the draft picks then?
I think it was starting at like 8 in the morning there,
Oh, damn.
or 7 a.m. And I woke up and I saw the Sabres pick Benson, and then I didn't watch the rest
You're
of
like,
it.
oh, whatever.
It was kind of surreal having the draft be like at 7 a.m.
That is kind of sick.
But I was on the
though.
other side of the planet, so
I will say, like, being able to, like, put my foot more into, like, covering hockey makes me more, like, excited for the draft than what.
oh yeah,
used
I
to
mean
be.
the draft's fun. It's really fun to look back a few years later and see who was great, who was bad.
Yeah.
Interesting thing. I mentioned this to Zach earlier today for people watching. Every first overall pick since 2004, except for Nail Yakupov, is still currently playing in the NHL. If Fleury hadn't retired, it would have been since 2003.
That's crazy.
So Ovechkin drafted 21 years ago, still playing.
Crosby was the first overall pick, right?
2005, yeah.
2005, yeah.
Ovi was 2004. Fleury 2003.
Sometimes, okay, I know this might be no puck knowledge, but sometimes I can confuse Crosby and Ovi being in the same draft because
Because
of
they
the
were
lockout and everything
that's
that
because they were both finalists for Rookie of the Year. All the
Yeah.
picks already in, so they didn't waste any time.
No, Matthew Stafford, dude, that dude is like nervous as fuck, dude. He's like,
I think I can't imagine what's going through his head. Like you worked
Yeah.
your whole life to get through this moment. He's probably thinking of his mom.
yeah,
I mean, emotional moment for him.
it is.
And here's Gary Bettman with the pick.
Yep. Yep, we all knew.
Okay,
We all
Matthew
knew.
Schaefer, first overall. I'm gonna go look to see if that.
Go for it. And look at, dude, Matthew Schaefer's story, dude. Fucking proud of him, man. So proud of him. Well, we all knew Matthew Schaefer is going first overall. We have second overall pick, but first off, Schaefer going to the Islanders. The Islanders earlier today ended up trading Dobson to the Canadiens for both the 16th and 17th overall pick. Not only did Schaefer lose his mom to a battle of cancer when he was younger, I think 12 years old, could be wrong on that. But he also ended up losing, his billet mom, I think, too, shortly after that. So, emotional roller coaster ride here for Schaefer. And Yeah, the Islanders get their franchise defenseman, and Preston has compared this many times that this feels like the Owen Power pick in 2021 with the Sabres, where you can't pass up on a franchise defenseman. And what Schaefer did in little time in the 17 games played, playing for the Erie Otters, putting up 20 points. He's a great puck moving defenseman, some of the best skating, some of the best IQ, some of the best everything in this draft. Do you want me to come over there and do it, or you got it? Okay. Sick. Got you. Ah.
So congratulations to Matthew Schaefer once again. Not a big surprise here, nonetheless. And now we can officially begin the chaos. I think that's perfect because it should automatically move. The guys' picks are being made.
So 1-for-1 on picks right now.
Oh, that's a nice touch. They put the Hockey Fights cancer ribbon on.
I love that.
The jersey
I
for his mom.
absolutely love that.
Oh, he's crying now. Oh, he kissed. What a moment.
Well deserved moment, man. Really is.
This is weird.
The emotion's flowing, man.
This is so awkward.
It is.
For those not watching the draft and watching with us instead, they have Matthew Schaefer in like a little box talking to on a camera to the GM on Long Island, and he's like thanking them for drafting him. This is really weird. Are they gonna do this for every fucking player?
I have no idea.
I hope
that
not.
might be the plan. That might be the plan.
Go back to the regular draft.
Yeah.
So they can talk on stage, take a picture, and get off the stage.
Yeah.
This is so cringy. This is taking.
It
This is
is.
taking longer than the regular draft.
It is. I really hope they did this just for the first overall pick.
I hope so.
If that's the case, whatever. It is what it
We're
is.
pick like 25, and I hear them talking to player talk for like the
No.
again. So the San Jose Sharks are now on the clock. And is it decision time, or do you think they?
Are we
know-
going? Are we going Misa or Frondel?
I think they're taking Misa.
Me too. It's going
And
Misa.
if you get spoilers on your phone, I don't want to hear it.
No, I'm not. I don't have spoilers.
So, like I've been saying, I think after this pick, I think is when we're going to really start to see things get interesting. Might be some off the board picks, if assuming the Sharks
Yeah.
take Misa, which I think they will.
They should go completely off the board.
They
here.
haven't even started the clock yet.
That's weird. They should go like legitimately like off the board here, and just pick somebody that we never would think. Just fuck everything up.
Just so Mike Grier can get fired.
There was a rumor going around earlier today that the Sharks were possibly shopping the second overall pick. They weren't. They weren't.
I find that hard. I don't think
they
they're gonna
weren't
move it.
necessarily looking to trade it, but exploring the market, kind of seeing.
That would be so expensive to move up to 2. There's not many teams that could afford it, and I don't think it's worth the price. It'd be one thing if it was like a Jack Eichel kind of draft, where like you're getting a really great player at 2, but in this draft, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think Michael Misa is gonna be sick.
I think he's gonna be great too, but it's cost a lot to move up to 2.
It will.
Very
for
rarely
sure.
do you see a team move into the top 3.
Yeah. Interesting here. They have James Hagen, Megan's best available. James Hagen's is ranked second, so.
No, well they updated it because they took Schaefer off the
No,
board.
didn't they already have Schaefer up there? Or was that
No, that was Misa was 1.
Misa was one? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I said Hagen's was 2.
Yeah.
Like, okay, sorry. I didn't. I meant to. I didn't mean to. Kinda mixed it up there.
Again with another interview. I hate jersey ads. Why is there a solo stove logo on the Islanders jersey?
Dude, the Stanley Cup Finals jerseys, because they had the ad on one side, they had the cram in the Stanley Cup Finals
Yeah,
logo
next
on
to
the other.
letters, yeah. I hate that
Fucking
jersey ads.
stupid. I don't mind it on a helmet a little bit, but I think throwing it on the jersey is way too much.
Mm-hmm. There's a brother behind him.
I'd assume so. I have no idea.
They look alike. It looks like his brother.
Probably. He looks like an older brother.
Yeah. He's definitely older. I think
Yeah.
he's 17. Oh, he can't grow a beard yet.
No. I mean, there are some 17-year-olds out there that
I could have grown a beard till I was like 20.
I still can't grow a beard, and I'm 23.
You got some
Yeah.
patches.
Some.
I got to shave all the time.
That has to be a hassle. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, he's 10 years
Yeah.
older than him. Yeah, he
Okay.
looks a lot older. Yeah.
Yeah. No, his brother's actually younger. He's 7 years old.
Pretty big for 7 years old. Okay, Sharks pick is in, so they did not trade the pick.
They're going Misa. If they go Frondau, Mike Grier, it feels like he would go a Frondau though. He seems like the type of guy that would.
Misa's the no-brainer pick here for me.
He is. You can't overthink it. You can't.
I think he has the highest ceiling out of any player in this draft. To be completely honest with
does.
you, I do think Schaefer's going to be an elite defenseman, though.
I think Schaefer has a pretty decent floor. I've said this entire time. I think Misa's the best player in the draft, and I think Schaefer's too. And it's just, I think it'd be a lot different depending on who'd pick first overall. If let's say the Sharks were first overall, I honestly think Misa would have went first overall. Free agency's Tuesday. What are we doing?
I think the tampering period opens
On Monday, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to hear Kevin Weeks talk for way too long tonight.
That is true. That is so true.
Bring back Bob McKenzie and the TSN people.
I would much rather have a TSN panel.
Have you ever watched a TSN draft? It's so much better than this.
When was their last TSN draft?
Well, no, it's only they only broadcast it in Canada.
Yeah, you're right. Toronto Sports Network. Right? That's what TSN is. Toronto Sports
It's like
Network.
Canadian ESPN.
Well, I know that, but
I don't
that's
know
what
what I don't. No, it's not Toronto Sports Network. I don't know what the hell it stands for, but I don't. But I believe it's Toronto. It's called. It's just the Sports Network.
the sport. That is the best name of all time. The Sports Network, guys.
All right. Here's the second overall pick. Man, look lost out there.
Thanks.
I hate how they drag everything out.
They do. No last name, just Bailey.
I don't know who that is.
I have no idea who
I
that
don't watch
is.
wrestling.
Same here.
You think she watches hockey?
No. No. Do you own the team?
Nah.
So cringy.
Okay, might me so.
Michael Misa.
They went with a smart pick, and now I think we're ready for chaos.
Now we're going either Frondell or Porter Martone. I think that's going 3.
I think you're right. Yeah, and if they take Frondell, we're going on a center run. Utah, I think is another off the board. They don't necessarily need to take a center, but I think they will. But I think we're gonna have a pretty crazy center run coming up.
Where I'm gonna check Utah real quick on cap wages centers.
I mean, they have a good top 6.
They do. I honestly wonder if they go center. I genuinely do. I mean, they have Logan Cooley. No, Logan Cooley's yeah, he is a center. They have Logan Cooley. Their second line center looks to be Nick
Clayton Keller
Bukestad.
center.
He plays all positions. Center's his third position. Oops. He had no, he had 0% time spent at center last year.
What a nasty goal.
Michael Misa's so good, dude.
62 goals in 65 games.
Wonder if they drag this pick on for about 20 minutes.
Nice suit.
It is a nice suit.
Yeah, this is going way slower than it did last year.
It is. I think Gary Bettman's like bricked up about the decentralized draft. He just has to drag it on.
That guy's excited.
Yeah, be excited.
Now does he get to go to the fucking room and thank you, GM, so much for drafting me. You will not regret it.
I'm throwing hands with Gary Bettman if he does that for every single pick.
What are they gonna do with a guy who doesn't speak English?
Have a translator, I guess.
Like, I don't know if there's Russian players.
Oh, he's going to the room. He's going to the room. Pick 2 is going to the tiny box.
Who came up with this idea? I want to have a conversation with them. This sucks.
It does. I have to work at 7:30 in the morning tomorrow, guys. I'm probably not going to sleep until 3 a.m. at this rate, to be honest.
I don't know. They've done a pretty good job making this really fucking boring so far.
They have.
What is the point of this? This is
There's
so
no
dumb.
point. There is no point to it.
How many questions do they get? Why is the reporter
7.
asking him questions?
7. They're just doing. This is ridiculous, dude. Genuinely.
This is bad. Was everyone on Twitter complaining about it?
Actually, that's a great question. Let's take a look. Yep. So you know who Chad Demonix is?
Yeah.
He goes 17 seconds ago. He goes, whose idea was it to have each of these players talk to each team live? It's 2 picks in, and this is clunky. Top pick, sure. I didn't think they were doing it for each one. Let's see who else. NHL Draft. Yeah, people are complaining about this. Like, nothing positive about the draft right now.
This is bad.
Somebody goes, it's only 2 picks in, but this decentralized NHL draft is not a clunky hockey house concept with delays, awkward, and as always, too much, Batman. The draft is low energy. Get rid of this office talk TV for next year's. Fire whoever came up with this NHL draft format because my word is terrible.
Yeah, this is bad.
It is.
So the draft started 15 minutes ago. We've had 2 picks.
Yep.
With a 3-minute draft clock.
Yep. Because they want to do interviews between each the GM and player.
We're gonna get at least one more player interview before they announce Chicago's pick.
Yeah. We're gonna see Michael Misa coming up to the stage. He's probably on his way to the stage as we speak. I'm complaining about the draft online because I can.
What?
Imagine, let's say you got drafted, right? And your sister, how old is your sister?
Same age.
Same age. You don't have an older one?
I have 2 older sisters, yeah.
So let's say your oldest one, how old is she?
I don't know. Like
Okay.
40
let's
something.
say you get drafted, you're 18, right? And let's say she's 10, 12 years older. Imagine your 30-year-old sister coming up on the stage with you while you're being drafted. Like that's
Well, they're not coming on the stage. He went up by himself.
okay. Sorry,
but-
for an interview. Like if I got drafted,
I
in
mean,
the
that's
NHL,
not abnormal in the interview family members.
But like I think like if they do this for every player, like imagine being like a 15th overall pick, and like now they're like,
I think they're
okay.
gonna stop doing this after like the top 10 picks, like the interviews like this.
Yeah, I hope.
This is horrible. This is taking so long.
Yeah. I bet you Chicago already knows who they're gonna pick too.
And the pick is in. So are they taking Anton Frondel or Porter Martone?
I'm sticking with Porter Martone.
I think they're
mock
taking.
draft.
I think they're taking Frondel.
One of us is gonna be wrong here.
I think he's a pure center. An amazing number 2 for Connor Bedard behind. Can never have too many centers. I think that's the move there. Okay, we got Gary coming out for the 3rd pick already.
Okay, that was fast. That was fast. Props.
Are we gonna have guest people announcing every pick?
Most. Duncan. Oops.
Let Jeremy Romick out of jail? I don't mean like actual jail. Like he's been like in like NHL jail for forever because the NHL wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Because they didn't like him.
Was there a reason why?
Only they liked his personality. It's very
That's-
abrasive.
That's fucking stupid. I can see why they hated him.
Just get on with it, man. I was right.
Now we might see Porter Martone fall.
I think Utah might take him. I don't think Nashville, Philly, or Boston are
Boston.
taking him.
No. Or Seattle.
I think Seattle's I think Seattle's taking a defenseman.
Yeah, I can't believe the one regret that I have with my mock draft is having Seattle take a.
I think they're
Forward
taking
instead of a
Radim Murka.
defenseman.
Yeah. If not, I think the Sabres are going to take Murka unless Martone is somehow there still.
Yeah, or unless the Sabres trade back,
Yeah.
or just plain out trade out. I don't know. We'll see. I guess
I think it's going to depend on who's there at the board.
it is. It for sure is. Frondell, let's get to him a little bit because, dude, it's an absolute world star talent. There's a reason why he got drafted third overall. I mean, we saw his performance, whether it was a U20 junior stuff, whether it was in the SHL, being an 18-year-old playing in pro league, and
17.
he was 17. When does he? He's still 17 right now. He doesn't turn 18.
He might be
until,
18, but when he was playing, he was 17.
Okay. Yeah, so a 17-year-old playing in the Swedish top pro league, putting up the numbers that he did, nuts. It really is. And his vision, his playmaking, his IQ, his shiftiness, everything about his game screams superstar in the making, in my opinion. And Chicago takes the right pick. And
I think Chicago got a dog. Like, honestly, he's going to be I see him as a really great two-way complete center.
he can also play wing. You mentioned too, right, before the stream, or not, or is that somebody else?
I think
No,
I
that
was talking. I was
Mista.
talking about Mista. Yeah.
Okay.
No, this guy I see as a pure center.
Dude's fucking
Yeah.
big too.
You got Connor Bedard and you got Anton Frondel. I can't think of a better
You know
way
what
to
now?
jumpstart a team.
Ryan Donato now is your third line center. That's a pretty solid 1-2-3 duo.
That's assuming
Trio,
Frondel's
sorry.
going to be in the NHL this year. I think he has a chance to be in the NHL this year, but I still don't think Chicago's going to be good. No reason to rush him.
No, if he is eligible to play in the AHL, correct? That's only a
Yes,
junior
he
rule?
could be because he played in the Swedish
Yeah.
league. I think they could also let him play in Sweden for another year, but I don't think they need to.
No.
I mean, it is a men's league, so I think it would be as good as playing in the AHL for him. But
Yeah.
I think he has a pretty decent chance to be on the Blackhawks roster next year.
He had 39 points in 29 games.
Yeah,
That's
in a
crazy.
men's league. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
that is pretty impressive. He's going to be one of the best power forward two-way centers in the league at his peak.
Oh God. Kyle Davidson, I think, has been doing a good job though.
I think he got off to a little bit of a rough start, but I thought that same thing about Greer. In order to get rid, in order to start a rebuild, you just kind of have to get rid of cap, whether it's getting almost nothing or just be steal.
Yeah, I mean,
prospects
a lot of the trades he made where he had to ship out good players, he kind of had his hands tied.
Yeah, like
Like,
like the Patty Kane one. I mean, he literally said, "I want to go to the Rangers," and that's the only team.
Yep. I mean, it's a tough job to take when you're taking over for an organization like that had that many pillars that
Mhm.
are aging and had to go.
Same thing with Dubas in Pittsburgh taking over for Hexall. And
Yeah.
now you're in a tough spot that he kind of put the Penguins.
I think
in.
honestly, I think Dubas is doing a pretty okay job right now. He's got a tough job too because he also has to appease Sidney Crosby
Yeah,
because you want to keep him happy. Obviously,
of course.
it's not like, and he's still really good.
It's not like he's a declining vet. I mean, he just put up 80 points again when he's 37,
So
38
it's a
years
pretty
old.
good track record with third overall picks here for the Chicago Blackhawks. Denny Savard in 1980, Eddie Olczyk 1984, Jonathan Taves in 2006. So pretty good company for Frondel to be in with the third overall pick in Blackhawks history.
Love it. Love it. He's going to be
just
a
three
star.
Hall of Famers.
Just
yeah.
no biggie or anything.
Yeah.
No big deal.
And now the Utah Mammoth are on the clock. Is this where we see our first trade? I think they
That's a
are going to
great
make the
question.
pick unless they get an offer that blows them away.
I think that if they would have traded the pick, they would have by now.
I think this is where you can see the Islanders. Maybe they're on the phone with the Islanders right now. The Islanders are offering 16 and 17 and plus more to move up into that 4th spot to get James Higgins. But we shall see what will happen.
If you're the Islanders, do you offer one of your better prospects 16 and 17 for 4, or do you think that's a little bit too much?
I think that might be a little much, but but you're moving into the top 5.
Maybe give them 16, 17, and JGP.
I don't know if Utah wants him though.
Yeah, going off the
I'm
top
sure.
of my head, but
I'm sure they'll find some. If Utah is open to it, they'll find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
Because I heard the Islanders really really want James Higgins.
they do badly.
Yeah, his English isn't great, Frondell.
No.
Maybe that's why the Draft House interview was a little short.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anton, for not learning English.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
That's crazy. Somebody said that the Blackhawks stupid. No, they're not stupid.
I think this is a great pick.
It is a great pick. There's no. Who is this guy? 209,000 followers. Have you ever heard of George LaRock before? This guy at all?
Oh, he was in the NHL.
Oh.
He was like an enforcer. Why?
Because I really hope he's making stuff up. He tweeted out 52 minutes ago, I'm hearing there's a very good chance that Crosby will play somewhere else.
He might making shit up. I don't think he's an insider.
No, he's not an insider.
But he used to he used to play in the league.
But somebody goes, some people think this is obvious though, going through the thread, saying that you just stated out the obvious.
Well, that Crosby's leaving Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and
he ain't leaving Pittsburgh.
He goes. Somebody goes, and if my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle, implying that no fucking shit.
Okay, so Utah, the pick is in, so they did not trade the pick. Get to see the Mammoth jersey in person for the first time too.
I love those jerseys. I really do. I love the logo. It's grown on me a little bit.
I think it does look a little bit too much like a Shell logo, but I do see like that they did put some like I like the mountains and like there are touches. So technically, the first ever pick as the Utah Mammoth in their franchise history. Last year, they made their picks as the Utah Hockey Club.
You're right.
So, are there famous people from Utah to make the pick?
What's up?
So, are there any famous people from Utah that can make the pick?
I don't think so.
Or they have a golf player who's not even there. The camera freeze. Just make the pick, dude. Your phone's going off. What is this guy doing? Just make the pick. What is this? What is this? Okay. Caleb Deone.
Okay.
I like that pick.
I do. I didn't have him going that high, but I like the pick.
So he was going to be a top 5 pick, I thought, in my opinion.
I don't even know where I had him.
So I think, honestly, I think our center run starts now.
Yeah.
I think maybe James Higgins is next off the board for Nashville here.
Don't know. I don't know if Higgins is. Yeah.
Who do you have above him then?
That's actually a great question. Let's take a look. I don't know.
Because I think he's the best player available now.
Yeah, my draft board's kind of fucked now. Yeah, I had Brady going to Utah. I don't think he's being taken above Higgins now. Day Noyers or Dehane or
So who did
whatever.
I have going fourth? I don't even remember.
You have the top four right so far.
Let me cook.
Um, yeah, I guess Higgins is probably gonna go fifth here.
I think he's either going fifth or sixth.
Cause I had a center being taken by Nashville. I had Frondell going to Nashville, but he got taken 3, and they're not taking Martone. So
No, I think they're taking James Higgins. Unless the Islanders get really aggressive and keep calling every team now. It's
yeah,
on the clock until he's gone. Well, they have him sit in the last row. It took him like 2 minutes to get down to the stage.
god damn.
Congratulations, you get to live in Utah.
No, I think it's a little bit overrated if you ask me. To be honest with you,
Why are you hating on this pick?
they just mentioned Paterka going to Utah, so I have to hate
But
on
he
him.
went to Utah though. Speaking facts. Oh God. She's standing right in front of him.
He can barely speak English.
He's from Quebec, man.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? Thank you.
It's kind of crazy to see how Bill Armstrong actually has the ability to make moves and be aggressive now that he has actually willing to work with him.
Instead of an owner that gives absolutely no fucks about the team.
Mm-hmm. I think Roger McQueen could also be in play here too for Nashville if they don't take Higgins.
I love Roger McQueen. I really do. And I would not be shocked. I like that. I didn't think of him, but I like that. I like Roger McQueen going fifth. What do you mean, how do you practice that? They're just fucking clapping. They sit there and do, all right, we're doing 5 sets of 10 claps, all in sync.
You don't do that when you work out?
No, I don't. Do you do that? Oh, you do a lot of clapping?
Yeah.
This entire broadcast high key kind of ass.
Oh, I don't like how ESPN covers hockey.
No, they don't. Nope. Not at all.
been almost 45 minutes since the draft started.
Yep, 4
We-
picks. I really hope once we get outside of the top 10, they start to move things along a little bit.
Oh, he's by himself on the couch.
Yeah. Why are you hitting on him, bro? No, I'm just kidding.
He said he wanted his mom to cry.
No, he said he didn't know if his mom cried or
But
not.
did she say that he wanted her? What?
I don't
The
know.
question was like, did your mom cry?
Like, oh, I don't know.
I'd imagine she did.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't getting a cup anytime soon, buddy.
No, they just got JJ Bertucker, the
No,
2028 Stanley
no,
Cup
they're gonna.
champions.
They're trading Caleb to Buffalo as we speak right now. All right, 36 seconds on the clock for the Predators.
Oh, the GM is not in the chair. Is he on the phone? Barry Trotz is not in the camera.
Interesting. Or maybe he's taking a piss. Who knows? The phone's right in
Not
front
when
of
they're
him.
on the clock. Oh, the pick is in. Maybe okay.
Yeah, the
Maybe
phone's
he's
right in front of
maybe
him.
they're in a separate room for the draft house call.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, don't do that. Show me a camera without the GM in the camera.
Yeah.
When they're still on the yeah, because it says on the stage he's still on the clock, but on the ticker it says the pick's in.
Yeah.
Why do they show him walking for so long?
Who knows?
Shea Weber. He's on the golf course. Wow.
Wow. Okay. Brady Martin goes fifth. Did not think he was gonna go fifth after Utah didn't take him, and they take Brady.
I
Brady
think
Martin
I think
anyways.
he went early. Yeah.
I mean, I had him going fourth to Utah only because Utah was in love with him. They didn't go with them. I was like, okay, outside of the top 10 most likely, or later inside the top 10. And wow. So they don't go James Higgins here.
Philly's got to take him then, right?
I would hope so. I would hope so. Whew. I think Higgins right now is the best available player still.
I think he was the best available player at this
Yeah.
pick.
The three guys that are going to go next most likely, I think, are going to be Higgins, Jake O'Brien, and
I think Murka's going 8 to Seattle. I honestly think they're taking a defenseman. I can see that if Matrone's there, I can see them taking him too. Philly and Boston are taking centers though, and then Philly's going to say "fuck you" and take a defenseman.
Hey, I do think Higgins and Jake O'Brien are going to be 6th and 7th overall pick. It feels like it at this point. But again, you never know. You never know. Dude, I want Chipotle so bad now.
It's all right.
I love Chipotle. Once every couple weeks.
Every once in a while, when I get Chipotle, it's like really, really bad, and then it turns me off, and I don't go back for a
Really?
couple months.
I've never had a bad Chipotle experience.
Sometimes like the lettuce was gross, and like the chicken was burned, and I was like, this isn't good.
Oh.
Then I just had it for the first time in like a few months, like last week, and it was okay.
Are you more? Do you like Moe's more, or do you not really eat Moe's either?
Most is too expensive.
It is very expensive. Food in general is so expensive.
Except for Domino's Pizza,
Yeah, that's
apparently.
true. It's true.
2 pizzas, $5.99.
Beautiful. Those.
I hate these Discover commercials. This is also the first commercial break I think they've taken since the draft started.
which isn't bad. It's
I will always respect the NHL for not really going crazy with commercials. Playoffs, no overtime commercial breaks, except
nope.
for during intermission.
And I think that's a new thing too, right?
No, it's always been a thing.
Has that been a thing?
Yep.
Oh. I do like now that they are speeding up the draft just a little bit.
Maybe they're like watching the Twitter and they were like, "Fuck, they hate this."
Yeah, it's like, all right, let's get like 2 questions and move on.
Yeah, they didn't show the draft house for this pick.
They didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Maybe after commercial break.
Oh, no. Please. I mean, Philly.
Maybe that's why Barry tries to just walked out of the building so he didn't have to do it.
That, that would be
You're
funny.
like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this.
I'll talk to the kid myself. No cameras, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it did say Philly was on a clock with a minute and a half just 2 seconds ago before they took it down. So
Yeah.
that's nice.
Frank's Bakement Systems. Get a nice basement.
Could definitely use a nice basement.
Now I'm going to get a nice Lexus too for my new basement.
Store it in the basement. Just you have to get a big
A
enough.
car that expensive, I'm not going to drive it.
Yeah,
What
it's
if I get
true.
an accident? The car's probably like 80 grand.
I'm gonna have it for show and tell.
Okay, so 30 seconds left on the clock for the Flyers.
I always forget Keith Jones is in the front office of the Flyers.
So are they done with the draft house shit now?
It seems like it.
Oh, they got Sir Charles Barkley. I like Barkley. He's funny. He's like actually a hockey fan though. He knows
Yeah.
puck. He didn't even wait for an answer. He's talking shit about the NBA. They've got loan management.
Fucking love it, dude.
I love the hockey.
You should have said, "We love you, Charles."
Oh, come on, Charles. Get on with it, man. Porter Martone.
All right, Martin, they'll go 6th. Wow. I mean, thought maybe he was going to fall a little bit. We were completely wrong about this run on centers. I thought Philly was for sure.
Higgins
taking
has to
center.
go now to Boston, right?
There's no way Higgins falls past. And I got told in our TikTok comment section on our mock draft and like our TikToks all week, Higgins isn't falling past Philly. You're a fucking idiot. Well, he fucking
just
fell
did.
past Philly. I'm going back to the comments real quick.
Yeah, reply.
I am.
You just say, you sure about that, buddy?
I just LOL.
Philly's
Let's see.
building an interesting team. Maybe he's like I don't know. It's an interesting pick for Philly. It's not a bad pick. I think he's a great player, but
I can't.
maybe they were just they're satisfied with
Their Trevor Zegers trade.
Trevor Zegras. Yeah.
They might be.
Let me look at their roster. I mean, mean, they got Sean Couturier still, Noah Cates, Trevor Zegras. I mean, they have Jet Lachenko in the system. Yeah, to me, I still think they really needed a center, but
Yeah, I still think they need a center, but maybe they looked at Maratona as best player available. I don't know. I really don't
think
know.
Higgins is the best player available right now.
I still think he was. I thought he was when Utah was up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're back at the draft house. I think Barry Trotz literally walked out of the room so he didn't have to do it.
Yeah. Why the fuck does this shit keep?
The camera freeze again? Forgot the Bruins changed their logo. What kind of reverted their logo?
How do you like it?
I like it a lot. It's classic. So this is the earliest Boston's picked in a very long time in the draft. Do they take Roger McQueen here instead of James Higgins though? Are they maybe in shock that he's still there and they just panic? And this is kind of reminds me of is Cole Caulfield when he get drafted.
When he fell?
Yeah, because he should have been a higher pick than he was, but they were concerned about his size. I don't think Montreal's very concerned about his size.
No, they're not. Obviously, they're not. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Roger McQueen goes here, but I still like we keep saying James Hagan's best player available. Take him, and he's a huge need for the Bruins.
I think
But
the
I don't-
Bruins need just about everything though.
Yeah,
I mean,
their
except for like
roster
a
isn't great.
top winger because they have David Pastrnak, but I think a center is number one need. I think that at this point all the best players left are centers. So
Yeah,
even if you're from the perspective just take best player available, the best player available right now
a
is
center.
a center.
Yeah,
He played down the road at Boston College, so
yep. Take him. He's a for sure pick.
but then if Higgins falls to 8, then Seattle I really got to think.
Do they go defenseman or do they go Hagens if he falls? I mean, I don't know. No shit, he's so fly. Is that his mom and his dad? Yeah.
I would imagine
Yeah,
so.
they look pretty old.
Bruins pick is in. Whoa, didn't I literally just say that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Come on, Bucci. Higgins looks kind of distraught right now.
he does.
I think he knows if I don't get picked here, I might be sitting here for a little while.
The report that came out that said Higgins might be sitting a little bit longer than what a lot of people think, and maybe that's outside of the top 10.
I mean, I can't if he keeps falling, I can't see him falling past the Sabres.
No.
And what stupid guest is making the Bruins selection?
It has to be Higgins here. Has to be.
Wow. Oh, God. Okay,
There
they
he
take
is.
James
There he
Higgins.
is. There he is. James Higgins does go to Boston. Okay.
I think Boston might have just got a steal.
They did. He's a top 3 to 5, top 3 talent actually in this draft.
Yeah, I'm a Bruins fan. I'm kind of thrilled right now.
I'm
Yeah.
stoked. I mean, I think he's one of the very few players that are NHL ready. You got him at 7th
Yep.
overall.
This is a guy last year we were talking about being the number 1 overall
Yeah.
pick.
And I know he didn't put up seasons like a Jack Eichel or Macklin Celebrini or even a Will Smith, but to have 37 points in 37 games playing at Boston College, that's pretty solid, man. And again, like you said, last year it was the James Higgins draft, and all of a sudden the switch flipped in the middle of the season. So I would, if I'm a Bruins fan, I'm so stoked.
Even Don Sweeney couldn't fuck this one up.
No. Don Sweeney is probably fucking celebrating right now.
Oh, they should be. They should
Yeah.
be happy.
Now we probably see defenseman go 8th overall.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of shocked. There's been no draft pick trades so far yet in
I
the
mean,
actual draft.
we'll see if the Sabres make trade out of 9.
Yeah.
There's been rumors that pick's available. Maybe they're waiting to see who's there at 9 before they
Mhm.
make that trade. Pittsburgh, I could see making a move.
Yeah, I know they potentially wanna
Islanders
move
have
up.
picks to burn.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. First off, I want to talk about those jerseys real quick. I think the jerseys are clean. Don't know about the logo. I think the logo is okay, but love the jerseys.
But it's
of
like the
Bruins.
100th anniversary jerseys, so
Makes sense, I guess.
the Blackhawks just revealed their centennial jerseys too.
Those are nice. I think a lot of teams are hitting the jerseys out of the park, the New Jersey.
I love the Blues New jerseys. I think they're great, especially
They are
the
really
road jerseys.
They are so good. I think white jerseys in general just look so good. All right, James Higgins can't speak English, so we'll be here for about 5 minutes.
They can't hear.
No, they can't. This is a complete fuck fest.
There's no way they do this again next year.
No,
No
there's
way.
no way. No way back is crazy.
They're probably sitting there what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, Seattle genuinely have no clue who they're going to pick here. They could go defenseman, could go center. I think there's still 2 really great centers available. Victor Eklund, maybe.
I'm of this essence of I'm not bought into Stevenson, Beniers, or Shane Wright at all down the middle. I think I would go at center here.
We'll see.
Well, clearly the first 6 teams didn't want you, so.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie? Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I mean, Happy Gilmore's okay.
You know,
Have you seen it?
it's mid, yeah. No, I'm kidding. I genuinely like it.
I think my favorite Adam Sandler movie is Billy Madison.
I've never seen Billy Madison.
He has to inherit his dad's business. He's a dumbass, so he has to go back to school at kindergarten and work his way all the way back up through school as a grown adult.
Okay. Don't really know what else to say to that.
It's a funny
It's
movie.
funny. I mean,
yeah.
any movie that Adam Sandler's in. Pretty fucking
I don't know. He's in some pretty bad movies.
Everybody is though.
Yeah, but Adam Sandler's in a lot of bad. He's in more bad movies than good ones.
Really? You
Yeah.
think that?
Oh, most of his movies are stupid.
Are you not a big Sandler fan?
I'm not a big bad movie fan.
I mean, I'm not a big actor fan in general. I could care less. Just if a movie's good, I'll watch it.
What was number 6 doing there? Jeez.
I think Hagen's a phenomenal pick. They needed anything like you said earlier, and going out, and now you have a potential franchise centerman. And I say potential because busts happen. I'm not saying Hagen's is going to be bust, but you never know.
I
what
think he
anybody's
needs
gonna be.
one more year in the oven.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be the end of the world if we went back to BC for one more year.
If I'm him, I go back to BC for another year. I pull what Gilbert Perot did, and Gabe Perot and Ryan Leonard did, and just go back for another year.
The one thing they just mentioned on TV is he got drafted by the Bruins, so they can just go watch him play whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
So it's not like they have to worry about like sending a scout to watch him and keep an eye on him. It's like oh, you want to go to the Boston College game? And he's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's
Why
go.
not?
Let's go watch our top prospect in the
Yeah.
system. And plus, for development's sake,
And I think they'll put pressure on him to get better a lot faster,
yeah,
knowing that owner might be there any night. They
yeah.
might just show up to practice randomly.
You might be getting on the ice for practice, and all of a sudden, here's your owner.
All right, now Seattle. Here's their pick. Brad Pitt. Oh, the director. Is he from Seattle or something?
He has to be. Assume so.
The average person would not know who that is.
He definitely looks like a director. He looks like he.
I thought they were going to say Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt is the star of that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a co-owner of the Kraken.
Oh.
Jake O'Brien,
Okay.
they take a center. So now you're the Sabres. Are you trading the pick or do you make a pick? Wonder if they have any really good offers for the ninth pick.
I'm actually intrigued. All right, so I want to go through. Oh, actually, I'm gonna go. Should I go? No, I was gonna go live on Instagram for the Sabres pick, but so I'm going through back right now our mock draft. We both got Schaefer and Meester right. You got Frondell and the Noyers right. So you had 4, and then
We both got 5 wrong.
we both got 5 wrong. We both got 6 wrong, and then I got 7 and 8 right, and then you got 7 and 8 wrong. So now you have.
Oh, I already got 9 wrong.
Oh, yeah, you have Martone.
Yeah.
I have Jackson Smith. I don't think they're taking Jackson Smith.
No.
That's a rough pick.
He's probably so happy. He's like, thank God it's not Buffalo.
Thank God. Now you have players sweating that are projected to go 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like, please not Buffalo. Please, for the love of God, do not pick me.
Well, no, they should be happy because that means they get to win a Stanley Cup in like 5 or 6 years on
you're
another
right.
team.
They'll be able to develop into a pretty solid second line with center or winger or top pair defenseman and go and get traded or leave in free agency.
Is he going to the draft house?
Probably, yeah. I mean, he can speak English, so makes sense.
I think
Look at-
I think it's funnier when they have the people that can't speak English go.
It
Like,
is.
like, hi, thank you.
Thank you for picking me.
How excited are you to play on the team? Yes.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. What does it mean like for you to get drafted by this great, well-run organization? You know, it means a lot to me and my family.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh God, Jason Bottrill.
Rough.
Can't believe he got another GM job.
Yeah.
That's 7.
Oh, she got that wrong.
He's not standing in front of a camera this time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, apparently, they felt like they didn't need to take a defenseman.
I mean, I think they just took the best player available.
Yeah. Cracking first-round picks in franchise history.
I don't even
Berkeley-
know who Edward Sale is.
I've never heard of him before, but he went 28th overall in 2023. Shane Wright, 4th overall, and of course, Matty Beniers, 2nd overall in 2021. And then Berkeley, Caton, however you pronounce that, 8th overall last year, who I think is going to be a phenomenal player, who I think is the center as well, if I'm not mistaken. I do. Okay, I want to talk about the decentralized draft while the Sabres are on the clock real quick. I think the idea of it is good. I think they're doing way too much with
Yeah, I
it.
don't think they know what they're doing.
No, they don't. I think having the draft house where they interview the players stupid. I don't mind the player interviews like when
Oh
it's
yeah, they're gonna
round
do
one
that. They
with
do
the
that in the
reporter.
in-person drafts.
Yeah,
Like, that's
like-
not new.
That's fine, but I think if they didn't have the house, the draft house, I think it'd be okay. But it's just it feels like they want to drag it on a little bit longer, and it's not fun for the average viewer or really any viewer, to be honest with you. Like if I was at the draft right now, I'd be bored out of my fucking mind.
I'd leave as soon as my team makes the pick.
Yeah.
I think the tickets are free for the draft. I don't think
Are
they
they?
charge.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think when they had it in Buffalo, it was free. They would go like instantly.
Makes sense. And of course, we had the first overall pick in 2018 when it was here, right?
That was
that
2016,
2016.
when Toronto had the first overall pick. A lot of Maple Leafs fans.
Makes sense. They make the drive 3.5 hours.
What the?
What?
He just asked, "What do you miss the most about your mom?"
That's dude. Come what are? Who asked that? Bucci?
Bucci.
Are you kidding? You don't why? Read the fucking room.
Dude,
Read the
that's not a
room.
question you asked ever
No.
though.
No. You're telling me you've been sitting at the draft and you're like, or even beforehand coming
That's
up
the
with
best you
questions?
can come up with is, "What do you miss the most about your mother?"
It's your
It's like-
full-time professional job to interview players and be on the panel and everything. And you ask him that? Come on. I feel like this interview is kind of forced. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I
This
mean,
is-
it's always forced. Yeah, he's gonna be talking to people all night. He probably is
Yeah.
going to the TSN desk after this, and yeah, he's gonna have a very busy night just talking his head off.
Yeah. Sabres have less than a minute left here now on the clock, and
I mean, I
Yeah.
think this is a trade, a pick that could be traded. We'll see what happens.
praying they trade it.
Teams kind of don't seem to want to make a trade right now.
No. A lot of teams, it feels like all their draft boards are falling exactly like how they want it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, and the Sabres pick is in. They did not trade the pick.
Nope.
They're taking Radim Mirka, calling it now.
Yeah. Okay. $25,000th top 10 pick. God, all those people in there frustrate me. And here come the Goo Goo Dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to trade so
Have
bad.
you ever heard a Google Doll song before?
I have, yes.
Oh my God, you actually know who they are.
I've heard of them, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, don't worry.
Don't know Queen,
Don't
but
worry.
you know the
No,
Google
I
Dolls.
know Queen. I don't know what band Queen is in.
Queen is the band.
Queen is the band? Okay, I thought it was an artist. But see? I don't know why it's like such a bad thing. I don't know like any of these like bands or anything.
Queen is one of the greatest musical acts ever. We're not doing this right now.
Okay. Redeem Merca.
Okay. So they take a defenseman, and he's probably saying, "Fuck."
I expected them to take a defenseman. That's for sure. Redeem Merca, I mean, dude's fucking giant. Has a huge reach. Great defensive defenseman. He can also move the puck well. Can skate well for his size. I like this pick. I genuinely do. I do. Although I wanted him to trade it. But whatever.
Did you just say like
Excuse me?
they develop him then trade him? What?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why are these people analysts? They took him because he's right-handed. That's why.
And he's a defensive guy. I don't know why we should have went forward. Is she a fucking idiot?
I would have took. I mean, if Martrone or Higgins was there, yeah, take
Yeah.
it forward. But
With what was available, no.
mm-hmm.
Especially with how loaded the prospect pool is.
Because I guarantee you that if we didn't take him, Anaheim was taking him next.
Yeah. I think Eklund's going to Anaheim. There's no way now they're going to pass up on Eklund. Although, yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
And they already have a few players like with that skill set though, forward-wise, the Ducks.
On our mock draft, you said they needed a guy like Eklund. That's why
I'm
you
a
had him.
hypocrite.
What?
I'm a hypocrite and I make things up.
Who do they have that's like
I don't
him?
know. Well, this is before they traded Trevor Zegras.
Yeah, maybe they do go Roger McQueen. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what the Ducks are trying to build there, but
Apparently, I heard that they're possibly looking to ship off Zellweger too.
another picture. Yeah, he might grow another inch or two too.
He might.
Yeah.
He might.
Oh. Oh my God. I can't do these interviews, man. They're so cringy.
They are.
Are we gonna see any trades?
At this point, I don't know. I legitimately don't know.
Wash the food.
The Google Dolls did not need to go up in the draft house with them.
They've been doing that with every guest. That
Had
they're
they?
in
Oh, I
person,
just
though.
noticed it
Yeah.
now. Maybe I'm just a hater, I guess. There's so many fucking casuals
What are people like yelling at the Sabres?
for not taking a forward. Whatever everyone takes on the Murbica pick. Like it? Don't like it? Is it just kind of like, yeah,
That's fine. Yeah, I think the pick's fine. I mean, don't really have a reaction to it.
fair enough.
It's a safe pick.
Expected pick.
How long are they going to keep riding that?
It's
I
a-
was in the Mighty Ducks in 1992.
That's a great question. Did she say quack quack? Am I
Yeah,
tripping?
the Ducks. Have you not
Stop
seen the
it.
Mighty Ducks?
No, I have, but like we don't need to go up there and say quack quack.
They're the Ducks, man. Did you not see what the
Don't
Utah
care.
guy did? He was like, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, that was fucking stupid
Yeah.
too.
Oh my god, make the fucking pick, man. I can't.
Dude, everybody knows the Mighty Ducks series.
Some-
Fuck.
Just make the pick, man.
Shut up, bitch. Big body center comparison to Tage Thompson. They take Roger McQueen center, Brandon.
Forgot they hired Joel Quenneville.
Me too. Although the Ducks, like you say,
You know how many
forgettable.
times I forget the Anaheim Ducks exist?
I don't forget about the team. I forget about the organization, if that makes any type
That
of
does
sense
not make any
whatsoever.
sense.
Like, forgot they hired Joe Quenneville. I forget about Verbeek, but I know the Ducks exist. Don't know who their owner is. I know they're players, but I don't think of their players. They're all the way out on the West Coast. Like, I
We're not good.
I don't care about them. Spinal stress fracture. Wow.
You only played 17 games.
That dude's hyped up. I love it how fans get so hyped for the draft, man. I really do. Dude, I never seen highlights of him before. He looks exactly like Tage when he was younger. Lengthy guy, obviously tall, skillful. It might take him a couple years if he ends up growing again, but we'll see, I guess.
You know, we're getting to the point where guys are getting drafted that we're not going to see play for a
Yeah.
couple years.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh now with back-to-back picks.
Yep.
I think they take a forward and a defenseman here.
That's the only play.
I think they take Eklund.
Eklund and Aitchison, I think they
Yeah.
take.
I think those jerseys are hideous, though.
I like them.
I don't.
Okay, they're not my top ones in the league, but I think they're better than bad.
I mean,
They're-
these are pretty bad.
I like those.
So,
I like those. I just realized on the wall, none of these players are going to be playing for their current teams, except Johnston and Talk. Everybody else, Hall doesn't, Sod, Neal, Marner, Cousins.
I'm not gonna not cringe every fucking time I see one of these interviews.
That's so real. Arjun McQueen strengths puck carrying, rush offense, push with the puck, improvements, consistency. His NHL comp up here is Quinton Byfield. Don't hate that.
This draft's so boring, man.
It is. It really is. How long are we going on with the streak for?
I was thinking like 15.
That works.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a trade.
No.
Oh, why are you talking about the next 3 years? You don't have to fucking blue ball us like this. Fuck.
I swear to God, if they do 2 of the draft house Zoom calls in a row for Pittsburgh,
They're going to. You already know they're going to.
these interviews aren't even good interviews. So, like,
No.
I still can't believe he asked him, what do you miss the most about your mom?
That might have been the worst question of all time.
Why do you ask anybody that? His mom died when he was 12.
What do you miss most about?
I miss everything. She made really good food. She used to do this, play with me all the time.
She used to make a banger meatloaf. That's what I miss most
Like,
about.
man, I can go for some meatloaf right now. Now?
Like they're leaving the draft right now and going.
It's 5 o'clock in California. They close soon.
Yeah.
It's gonna be busy. Can we at least go tomorrow? Can I go to change? Do I have to go in my shirt and tie?
Their amusement park closes at 9 o'clock. Like by the time we get there,
The traffic is gonna be
Right.
crazy.
just give us a fucking trade, dude. Make it exciting. Don't pick twice in a row.
It's a flurry. Oh,
Oh, they're actually at the draft.
I love how the kid's wearing a suit.
That's great.
No tie though. Oh,
Looks clean.
Never had a chance to be drafted. 62nd overall pick in the draft.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's an off the board pick.
Oh, I mean, he had 98 points. I did not think Kindle was going there, though.
I mean, you got back-to-back picks. You can take one
That
off
is
the board
true.
pick.
All right. They made it somewhat exciting, I guess.
This has been so fucking boring. I
It
was so
has been.
hyped. I thought it was gonna be trade.
Me too.
I just want to feel something, man.
All right. Pittsburgh, this is where you trade the pick. You package that up with
Trade-
Brian Rust.
No, 12th overall pick is Sidney Crosby to the Colorado Avalanche for future considerations.
That's a great deal. I think if you're Pittsburgh, you have to jump on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Clear
I
out the
mean,
cap space. Go get Mitch Marner.
Dude, I've heard this future cash person he's been really like around the league lately, and overall just a great player for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, with what he put up in the WHL with 98 points, he had 64 assists in 65 games. Can't say that I should be shocked that he went 11th overall, but I definitely had guys going ahead of Kindle.
Dude, that ad on that jersey's so ugly. The Pittsburgh Penguins have such clean jerseys.
When they ended up coming back to these in 2017, I think it was, enjoyed it. Genuinely, they're so nice.
I think Pittsburgh has like one of the most elite jersey kits in the league. Like 100% honesty. Like they're great.
Yeah. Yeah, Pittsburgh is trading down. I wonder who the team that's trading up though is. This dude doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's too worried about getting the trade out.
Trying to think of what stupid ass picture to post on Twitter. Breaking news, NHL fans. Breaking news.
Oh, James Higgins is finally coming to the desk. Ooh.
They get to hit a button.
I guess so.
Holy trade.
They paid Pittsburgh to trade for the pick. I like this trade for Pittsburgh. I like this. I wonder who the Flyers are looking to take here, though.
Eklund? No.
Eklund?
I don't know. I think they might take a defenseman.
Aitchison?
Aitchison, yeah. I think Eklund might fall to Columbus.
If he's there at Columbus, that's a for sure fire pick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of shocked that he's fallen this far though. I think he's a borderline top 10 talent. Probably not quite top 10.
Well, so they're talking like he's committed to going back to BC next year.
I think he's gonna be going back to BC. I mean, he didn't commit going back or going to the NHL at all. I don't think at least.
Okay, so he just confirmed he's
Yeah.
going back to BC next year. I think that's the smart move. No need to rush.
Yeah, for developmental reasons, for just get another season under your belt. I believe he was a freshman, so
Yep.
doesn't hurt. I mean, you rarely see guys in their freshman years come into the NHL right away. And if they are, they most likely either a Hobie Baker finalist or, yeah, that's pretty much it. What does Breer have cooking up?
It's like, okay, we traded up. We don't know who we want. Fuck.
Imagine.
Well, I'm getting a call from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hello? Oh, Mr. Briere. Hello. Are you sure? I could. Okay, I'll be there tomorrow. I just got drafted by the Flyers.
So I get up and start like jumping up and down, draft party. I mean, there's nobody here.
I got to be at Philly at 8 a.m. tomorrow. My flight leaves at 10 p.m.
Just getting boost. They're two.
Jack Naisbitt.
Okay, now we're starting to see. This is where the chaos comes in a little bit.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to see some guys. Jack Nesbitt is now off the board.
I think Detroit has to take Aitchison here. They have to take a defenseman.
They have to. My lord. Look at this.
You know what? Some people handle it. I'm sure he's excited.
No, he isn't, but he just looks so depressed. Hold on.
I just don't think he's a very expressive guy.
No, he's not. Just find that funny. And they must really like Nesbitt.
So they did end up taking a center.
Yeah.
Full circle, but
I don't think it's a bad thing either. Again,
No.
like you said earlier, you can never have too many centers.
Well, he is wearing a
Well, no
Flyers
shit,
jersey.
Sherlock. Thank you.
pretty brutal.
It is brutal.
I'm like an ESPN commercial on ESPN.
Oh man.
This is really boring.
I thought it'd be a little bit more exciting, I'm not gonna lie. So, you know how where they said Disneyland right now? Quite literally, they're flying him and his mom and dad in a private helicopter to Disneyland right now.
So whatever.
The best part of the draft. The best part of the draft right there.
They
That's-
at least let him change, or is he still wearing like the shirt and tie?
I don't That's a great question.
Oh my god.
That's funny. That's so funny. Chicken strips.
It's about to be 10.
About to be 10, yeah. Hashtag we're Red Wings haters.
I hate everybody.
He has to go through his entire life story of being a Red Wings fan now.
Just make the pick. Dude, just make the pick.
Wow.
Okay.
A lot of people now that I thought were going to go 9 to 13 are now falling, and everybody that I thought was going late, well, not late, but like late teens, and all being taken right now. So I guess I'm just a fucking idiot. Six years? You mean 9 years?
Yeah.
This sucks like bitch.
We're going to the draft house again.
We are.
Can't wait till it's midnight and they're doing the last pick of the draft and they're in the draft house.
I'm so glad. After the stream, I'm going to lay in my bed, watch it, and just fall asleep. Probably by like the 20th pick at 3 a.m. So
Nah, you're gonna get that notification like at 12 a.m. saying, "Oh, hearing Bowen Byram's close to being moved." Then you go like, "Huh?"
they've been saying Bowen Byram is close to being moved for like the past 2 weeks now.
I'll believe it when I see it.
So real. God, Eiserman pisses me off.
I don't care about these fucking interviews. Should we just end the stream now? Neither one of us are even talking.
Yeah. Yeah.